Yes. So now, what we shall do today? Today is we'll start off with seeing what is a signal and what is a system. And I'm sure in the participants, we have participants from first year, second year, third year. So some of you have already done the course. Some of you have not done the course. So we have a wide spectrum. And I'm sure even in programming environment, some of you must have already been introduced to Python or some programming language. So, uh, but we will try to cover what we have planned. So for few, it may be a repetition, it may be too elementary, kindly excuse. We are trying to go through little concepts of both signals, systems, of analog systems, and we will try to understand the concepts better by having some lab experience. So the whole idea is to have an experiential learning. So now I need your participation. I want you, before we see and before we define what is a signal, I want you to give me some examples of signals. Give me some examples of signals. You could probably type in the chat box and we will write the answers here. So please look around and what you think is a signal. What comes to your mind when you think what is a signal, an analog signal, whatever you think. Yes, yes, we are getting the first answer. We have Shashank telling that by signal, he thinks it is an electromagnetic wave. Yes. Any more answers? Please, we have good participation. Please volunteer. A waveform carrying information. Srijani says it's a waveform that carries information. Okay, I want yeah, some more examples. Please let us have some more examples. Uh, Continuous signal. Like what is a continuous signal? Give example of a continuous signal. What is a continuous signal? Look around. Uh, yes. Then we have one more example as radio signals. Taskeen says it's a radio signal. Yes. Some more examples. You're all thinking as telecommunication engineers or communication engineers. Please look something beyond. Just look around in your room and see if you find any signal in your room. Digital signal. Okay, Nitin says it's a digital signal. Okay. Some more examples. Some more examples. So what is a digital signal? Don't tell me types of signals. I think you already done the signal course. You're telling analog, digital, periodic, non-periodic. That comes a little later. After this, right now, just give me example of signal. Give me examples like what, like electromagnetic waves. Who said electromagnetic waves? Can you give a little more explanation on what are electromagnetic waves? Or who said that? Yes, Shashanka said it is electromagnetic waves. Can we have someone unmute and speak? Give examples of signal. Give examples of signal. Do you think our human body has any signal? Do you think our human body has any signal? Our human body. Okay, Anusha says sound signal. Okay, so now sound. By sound signal, what we mean? My voice is a sound signal. Yes, Anusha says an example of a signal is a sound signal. And by sound can we tell that it is audio, it is music, all this comes under sound signals. Yes, electrical signal. When you log in, please log in with your name because I can't call out this person as VLSI 4. Please log in with your name because the attendance gets recorded in GoToMeeting by your name. And the student coordinator will have to map the attendance sheet with the list of participants. So please log in with your name. Yes, some more examples, the sound signal. Then they said, look in your room. Look in your room. Do you have any other signal in your room? Would you like to imagine we are not electronics engineers, or we are not associated with any of these branches. We are not an electronics engineer. Let us say we are not an instrumentation engineer. We are not the electrical engineer. Imagine we are mechanical engineering students. Then what do you think if I had asked the same question to a mechanical engineering student, what answer I would have got? If I ask the mechanical engineering student, please give me examples of some signals. What answers are we likely to get? Yes. Please, we have 49 people attending this session, and if I exclude my two student volunteers, then we are around 45 people. Please give me some examples of signal. We'll also exclude the faculty, so we're looking forward to active participation by everyone. Yes, current flowing through a resistor. Yes, Veeray says he would like to consider the current that flows through a resistor or a sonar sound wave. Yes, so then he wants to call a signal as the current. Yes. Now I come back to my initial question that do you think our human body has any signals? Do you think our human body has any signal? If I look at my our human body, what do you think there are any signals in the body? Is there something that I can measure? Is there something that we can measure? Yes, yes. Aifa says, Afia, I think. Afia says, I can probably measure the
Neurosignal.
pulse. Yes. Pardon?
Neurosignal.
Neurosignals, yes. Neural neurosignals, or should I say the brain signals, the nervous system. Yes, and maybe I can measure my the pulse rate, the heart rate, etc. I you must have heard about the ECG and all other methods of capturing various signals from the human body. Can you look in your room and see? Can you measure? Can you put a thermometer and measure the temperature of the room? Yes. Yes, Venugopal says EEG, ECG, yes. Uh, can I call a temperature of the room as a signal? Say I want to measure the temperature. Can I put one thermometer and try to measure the temperature in a room? Can I call it a signal or no? Temperature of the room, or let us say the pressure of atmosphere. If I look at a vehicle, if I take a vehicle, can I call the speed of my vehicle? Can I call? I have not received answer. Can I call this temperature of a room, pressure of atmosphere, speed of vehicle? Let us say height of aircraft. Yes, can I call all the signals? Yes, Muralidhara says yes. Do others also agree that these are examples of signals? We had electromagnetic signal, we had sonar, we had human signals in the human body. So if I look here, I have added here temperature, pressure, speed of a vehicle, etc. So all these are some examples of signals. And of course, we also had very specific like current in a circuit, etc. So now we have an idea. So tell me, suppose if I look at a chemical engineering, discipline, probably they will tell they will tell me they will tell viscosity of a fluid, or they may tell the speed at which the flow rate of the and if I look at a mechanical engineer, probably they will tell the mass or the damping system, the force, etc. So my question is, if all these are signals, do we agree that every branch of engineering has signals? Can we tell that every branch of engineering has signals? And every branch has a different signal. They deal with different signals, but every branch, yes. So every branch of engineering deals with different signals. Every branch of engineering has signals, and they have different signals. And only in the circuit branches, we are lucky to have the course on signals and systems. So now my next question is, we have seen examples of signals. We have seen different examples of signals. And now my question is, what is common in all these signals? What is common? So now, having seen examples of signal, you said audio, you said voice, you said the human body, you said electromagnetic waves, as all examples are correct examples of signal. Now my question is, what is common in all these signals? Because only when we know information is one, yes, yes. Any other data? Okay. Yes, what is common? Yeah, information for a communication engineer, information is related to usually probability. So we normally, for a communication engineer, we say information. If we want to define information, we say information is inversely proportional to the probability of occurrence. That's how we would like to look at information as. Yes, in some sense, yes, yes. So we got an answer. Yes, the data. Yes, they have data. Yes, information is there, data is there. Yes, and the answer I would like to. First I appreciate for good participation. I would like to take the answer as time. Time. Afia has given that what is common in all of them is time. So if I want to relate my answer to time, how would you build on this answer? What is common in all the examples that we have seen is time. Now, having seen time, my next question is, how would you want to put time by defining signal? Anusha says it's a medium. Yes. So now, anyway, I would like to, because all answers are right, but I want to take the answer which I would like to use it for formally defining a signal. So if we take time as something common in all the signals, then how shall we define signal now? I want to define the signal. Yes. And I want to have, when I define signal, I also want to have emphasis on the word time. I want to have emphasis on the word time. Yes, can we have any attempts? Can we have any answers here? If I look at temperature as a function of time, is my temperature constant or is it changing? Temperature is a function of time. If I take my speed of my aircraft, I mean height of the aircraft, the height at which the aircraft is about is also going to be a function of time. So can I take all these examples that we have seen till now, and can I define my signal as signal is a single valued function of time. If I put this as my definition of signal, do you think it covers all the examples that we have seen till now? Can I formally define signal as signal is a single valued function of time? Do you think it is fine? And I represent it as say x of t. I want to define signal as a single valued function of time and represented by x of t. Is it fine? Are you convinced or not convinced? Yes. Why the messages have suddenly stopped? Are you all convinced with this definition? Okay, yes. So when we want to define what is signal, we will tell that signal is a single valued function of time. It's a single valued function of time. So it is something that varies with time. It can be represented as a function of time. If you look at mathematics, if you see in mathematics, we normally had f of x. We had a function, and we had a function of x. Now, x could be anything, whereas when I speak of signal, my independent variable is time. It has to be a function of time. Of course, a DC signal upon a voltage that is constant also maybe is a signal. It doesn't vary with time. So this is our final definition of a signal. And normally what happens is we usually, if I want to, even though a signal can be temperature, pressure, etc., I will put some transducer. If I want to take my speech and I'll put some transducer. So we use transducers to convert the signal from any original form to either voltage or current. And so when we refer to a signal x of t, in henceforth it may represent only voltage or current. Although this voltage may represent the speed of a motor, it may represent my heart rate, or it may represent the pressure of the room. It could measure any physical quantity. It will represent something physical, something real, something that we want to control. Maybe we want to maintain the temperature of this room to certain constant level. So I will measure the temperature, and then I will see if it is more or less, and accordingly I will change certain values and see that I'm able to maintain the temperature. I want to maintain the speed of my automobile at certain speed. So again I'll measure, and I will put take some activity to retain it at a desired value. So and how do we convert from one form of energy to another? We know that we can use transducers, and we will be able to convert it. So henceforth, by signal, we will mean that it is x of t, and this x of t could be a voltage or a current, because we are all in the electronics or allied branches of engineering. So this is how we will take a signal as. So now, having seen signal, now let us see the types of signal. Again, if I want to look at the types of signals, we already got some answers for this. Now, can we have, how do we want to classify signals? Or if I want to look at types of signals, what would you like to suggest? We got some answers for definition. Now if we want to classify signal, how shall we classify it? Uh, what do you think are the different types of signals? Yes, types of signals. Different types of signals. Okay, I will sketch a signal, and please let me know if it is a signal or no. Let us say yes. Yes, let us. Very good, very good. We are getting all answers: periodic, non-periodic, even, and not very good. So it means that you have already done the course on signals, and that is nice. So now let us say I have a signal like this. Is this signal? Is this a signal? Yes. What do you think is the difference between x of t and x of n? X of t, can I call it as a continuous signal? Yes, I am getting answers, so I know that you have already done the course, but some have done it and some have not done. So this we are going to. So x of t, can I call this as a continuous time signal? This is continuous time signal. And how about this x of n? Can I call x of n as discrete? Yes. This is discrete. Yes, this is a discrete signal. Discrete in what? Discrete in time. The time is discretized, whereas here time is continuous. Time is continuous. It's a real variable. Time is a real variable. Time is continuous. So this is a continuous time signal. And this is discrete because time is discretized. So if I want to see a signal classification, one method of classifying it as discrete time and continuous time. And you know what is discrete? The amplitude can be anything. It exists only for discrete instance of time. But in this internship, we are going to focus a lot only on x of t, and so we are going to deal with analog signal processing concepts. And maybe sometime later we will have another 2 weeks internship on digital signal processing or discrete signal. Of course, we will learn to plot some discrete signals here in this internship. But next time, we will have a separate course on digital signal processing. For now, we are going to focus only on analog signals. So now I ask one more question. So our focus is going to be only on x of t. And let us say I have the signal, say x of t, and say this is like this. And it continues. And say I have another signal, say y of t is like this. Now, how would you like to classify x of t and y of t? We got an answer. If I look at x of t, what do you see? Uh, can I say x of t is periodic? Yes, this is yes, very good. This is a periodic signal. So x of t is periodic and y of t is non-periodic. Yes, non-periodic exponential signal. This is an exponential signal and this is periodic signal. So if I am looking at signal classification, one way of classifying it was analog or digital. The second way of classifying it is periodic or non-periodic. So there are other methods of classifying, and other methods of classifying are whether the signal is if I look at signal classification, when we look at signal classification, the first one we have whether it is analog or digital. Second, we have whether it is periodic or non-periodic. Of course, we have other classification. If you refer to any textbook, you'll have some more classification like even, odd, or neither. We will also have a classification in terms of whether a signal is an energy signal or a power signal. And we will also have a classification as whether it is deterministic or a random signal. So we will not go into these classifications because this is there wherever we want. But for completeness, normally we classify signal in these types. Now, why I took the example of the first and the second is because when I can represent a signal in two domains, either in the time domain or in the frequency domain. I can represent the signal in the time domain or in the frequency domain. And when I speak of time domain representation, you saw I just plot it as a function of time. In the frequency domain, we have a different representation for periodic signals and we have a different representation for non-periodic signals. For example, we have in frequency domain we have two types: the Fourier series and the Fourier transform. So these are the two major types of representing signals, continuous time signals, which are periodic or non-periodic. And these are other classifications, but since we are going to focus on time and frequency domain, and hence I thought we will just have this difference. And everyone was able to identify even, or I mean, periodic or non-periodic, analog or digital. So I'll just give one more example and let us see whether it's a signal or no. So it's down over the next few sessions, we will also have a look at Fourier series and Fourier transform. So we are all comfortable in both time and frequency domain. Sorry. Yes. So I'll just sketch a signal. Please let me know if it is a signal or no. Say I sketch a signal, and please let me know if you think it is a signal or no. This one, and let us say y of t. Yes. Do you think both are signals? And yes or no? We have a function of time, and please tell me, is x of t a signal? Is y of t a signal? Yes or no? Yes. Both are signals. Both are signals. Is x of t a signal and is y of t a signal? Are they both signals? Yes. Yes for the first and not sure about the second. Yes. Shashank says he's sure. Yes is for the first and he's not sure about the second. And the second one is not a signal. This is not a signal. This is a signal. The first one is a signal. Yes, this is a signal. This is not a signal. Why is it not a signal? Can someone tell? Why do you think this is not a signal? Very good, very good. So if I draw a vertical line, I am going to have more than one value at the same time. And what did we say is a signal? A signal is a single valued function of time. Single value. So if I take the signal, anytime if I take, depending on the time, I will get only one value. If I take the time as this, I will get one value. If I take the time here, I will get value. If I take the time here, I'll get a value. So I get a one value for one time. Whereas here, what happens? There are certain instances of time where the signal is multi-value, and a signal cannot be multi-value. A signal is always represents some physical quantity. We just saw temperature of a room, pressure, my voice. You are watching a movie, everything is a function of time. But it takes a single valued function of time. So that we need to remember. It is a single valued function of time. So we saw signal classification, and then now let us have a look at system. So having seen what is a signal, and yes, no. So now my question is, give me some examples of system. And signal is always real. Please remember, signal is always real. And what do we mean by real? It cannot be complex. Complex in the sense it cannot have that imaginary term a plus jb. It's always a real quantity. So a real signal, any signal that you see around in any department, any branch of engineering, anywhere, they're all real single valued functions of time. So now I want, let's let us have example of systems. Now we will define, please give me examples of systems. We will put the examples and then we will define a system. Please give me examples of systems. Please give me examples of systems. Yes. Do you find any system in the room that you are sitting around? Any example of a system? Yes, any answer? Please give me examples of systems. What happened? After we define what's the system, then we'll take a short break and then we will resume after a short break and we will all start working hands-on. What's the system? Please give me a system. We have seen what's the signal. A signal is the single valued function of time. Now I want examples of a system. What do you think is a system? Please give me examples of system. No answers? Yes. Again, system is a physical quantity which will normally take in one signal. It will take in a signal, say x of t, and it will give out another signal y of t. So it takes in a signal and it gives out another signal. Yes, a radio. Very good. A radio, a television, your mobile phone, all these are examples of signal. What does the mobile phone do? It takes the electromagnetic waves, does some processing, and then gives it to a form which is useful to us, which we can interpret, because we human beings cannot interpret the electromagnetic waves. So we need some device, some system that will take in the signal and give it. And why do we give it to a system? Because we like the output y of t more than the input. So if I want to define what's a system, if a system just accepts signals, does some transformation, transforms the signal and gives out another signal. Of course, here you may have multi-input, multi-output, single input, multi-output and all that, but basically a system takes in a signal and gives out another signal. So that is how we define the system, and we got a very good example as an example is the radio or the television or the mobile. So some of them are answering in private. So that is the reason you may not be able to see the response. So these are the examples of a system. So in this course, towards the end, we will be able to design. We will not be able to design radios or mobile phone, but we will we will define, or we will try to understand what is an LTI system, and we will also we will see the definition of an LTI system, and we will try to design analog filters. We will implement it, and in particular we are going to focus on the Butterworth filter, analog Butterworth filter. We will learn to design the filter and implement it as a circuit and see the output. And then we will relate a little few concepts like Fourier series and or the Fourier transform on the designed filter. So this so it completes the course. And since we are going to see what's an LTI system, we will see what is linearity, what is time invariance, what's the linear system, what's a non-linear system, and so on. So now, with that was the brief introduction, just to see what's the signal. Signal is a single valued function of time, and a system accepts the signal and gives out another signal. So having seen this introduction, now today what are we going to see in the, this is the theory part. In the, when we will take a short, maybe a 15-minute break now, and then we will meet and we will start off. Do I assume that all of you have a computer, a laptop or a desktop with you? And we will uh, start little coding on Python, because we have seen a signal. To plot a signal, we will see in tomorrow's class. Today we will just see simple examples. We will see mostly like uh, numerical computation. Maybe just see Python as a maybe using it as a calculator. We'll use to perform simple computations using Python. That's what we will do today. Tomorrow we will try to plot a function. So we will see plotting of signals in Python. So today we are going to focus on Python and the uh, the NumPy library. So we will be looking at the NumPy library, and we will look at using it to do simple computations. Tomorrow we will try to plot the signals using the matplotlib function of Python. So any questions here? Any questions? So what's the time?